Namaste and welcome everybody to a brand new tutorial on how to do Salamba Sirsasana, also known as tripod headstand. I'll be teaching you step-by-step method on how to improve your headstand or how to attempt headstand without having to use the wall, but rather than that using your will to understand your body in a much better way to do any inverted position. So let's get right into it. So what do I mean when I say use your will, not the wall? As you can see in this clip, she is trying to jump and take the support of the wall while she is trying to perform the headstand. I am not suggesting this is the wrong method, as majority of us would have tried to do headstand this way, but trying to do headstand this way has its own complication and it takes quite a lot of time to get headstand without using the wall once you try to learn like this. You will not engage your core for one, and also the risk of injury after you try to attempt when you don't use the wall would be higher. So I have certain techniques that I want to teach you today that you can use later to learn the asana better. The first thing that comes in our mind while we are going to attempt Shirsasana without using the wall is, what if we fall the other side, or what if we cannot do it the other side, because there will be the fear of falling down and also the fear of injuring our neck or any other muscles or shoulder. For this you will have to learn falling the right way, falling with the right technique without injuring yourself in case you are going to do Shirsasana. For that we both will be demonstrating how to do the front roll. Now we both will demonstrate how to do the front roll without having any injury on the neck or on any part of the body. For this, first you will have to sit in squat position, preferably full squat, and you need not keep your heel on the floor. For this you will be as tight as possible. Place your palm on the floor and directly roll onto your thoracic part. To reduce the absorption to 0%, you will have to keep few things in mind. That is to land on your thoracic region when you roll, but not on your lower back, and also to keep your body tightly tucked in so that you can get back onto your feet right after the roll. After you eliminate the risk of injury by learning how to do the front roll, you are going to do the actual asana, which is Marjalasana, so that you can stretch your back and your core a bit before attempting the actual Salamba Sirsasana. For this asana, you will have to come onto your knee, come to cat position with your knees together and your feet together while your hands are in shoulder level distance, and the asana will go this way. With inhalation, you will raise your left leg up and your right arm up, and with exhalation, you will bring your left leg forward, and if possible, you will try to catch hold with your right hand and try to touch your knee onto your forehead and come back to position. Similarly, you will raise your right leg up and your left hand up, come forward with exhalation and try to touch your forehead or your chin to your knee. Try to do this for around 10 times so that you stretch your body completely. What we did in Marjalasana stretch was a prerequisite to do the headstand. Now we are going to do another prerequisite to do the headstand. This will be similar to what we did, but this will be in Parvatasana. We will try to stretch Ekapada Parvatasana to Ekapada Chaturanga Dandasana. Once again, place your palms on the floor and get into Parvatasana. With inhalation, raise your right leg up. With exhalation, push your hip forward and push your legs forward till it comes close to your chin or forehead. Once again, get back to position. Inhalation, raise your left leg up. Exhalation, bring it all the way forward. Try to do this for few times, and if possible at the end try to hold the position. You can perform it 10 to 15 times so that you can stretch all the way and then relax. After doing this, we would have stretched our wrist, but the important aspect to doing Shirsasana will also be the neck. To stretch our neck, first we will have to look up. After we look up, we will interlock our fingers and try to place it on the forehead. You will just hold the stretch for around 10 seconds to 15 seconds and try to breathe deeply here. Similarly, you look down and place your palms on the back of your head and relax your elbows and give a nice stretch. Once you hold for 10 seconds, you will come back to center and try to stretch sideways to whichever side you are bending your neck. Try to keep the same hand on top of your head and try to give a nice stretch for 10 seconds. Similarly, the other way also you can give a nice stretch. And before getting into the actual Shirsasana, you can also stretch your wrist the reverse way. Even this you can hold for around 15 seconds with your elbow completely straight. After performing the prerequisite of doing the Salamba Sirsasana, we will directly get into Salamba Sirsasana. Now that you have learned to engage your core and also include your back in whatever you are doing, attempting the actual asana will become much easier. This is called as Salamba Sirsasana or tripod headstand, because your head and your hands will be in that shape of a triangle. First you will have to place your palms and then make sure you place your head slightly forward so that it is like a triangle, and after this you will raise your knees up onto your feet. Once you get into your feet, notice how she is not allowing the hips to be the other side, but she is completely pushing the hips over towards the other side. Making this or keeping your hips this way will make sure that you can stay longer. After doing that and after completely placing your feet, you will have to fold your knee with exhalation towards your stomach. As much as possible, try to touch it to your stomach if possible without raising it up. Like this you can do it around 10 times. With inhalation you can just bring it forward, with exhalation just try to press it towards your stomach. Try to do it for around 10 times so that you are completely engaging your core, which is very important to doing this headstand. After doing this, the next part will be where you will have to keep your knee on top of your armpit, but make sure that you hold the position before going into the next step, that is keeping your knee onto the armpit. Similarly, you can do this position also around 10 times so that you get well accustomed to whatever you are doing, and once you do it for 10 times you can hold the position. The third practice will be similar to the first practice, but the difference between this practice and the first practice is, in the first two practices you are involving your core more, but in this practice you will be engaging also your back. As you did in the first practice, you will pull your knee towards your stomach with exhalation. Again with inhalation you will have to raise your knee up towards the sky and then extend your leg all the way up as much as possible, and then again bring it back towards your stomach and then take it back. So you can do the same practice with the other leg as well. Notice how she is pushing her leg towards the stomach and only then raising. What we usually tend to do is we directly raise our leg up, but if you do that way you will not notice the difference, how your body weight will shift from your core to your back. Try to do this again for 10 times and hold in both the positions. Both the positions meaning once when you raise your knee and then also when you extend your knee, hold it for 10 times. After practicing all these three types of getting into Salamba Sirsasana, you can get into the actual Salamba Sirsasana. For that what you will do is, now you will try to place both your knees close to the armpit or over your elbows, whichever is possible. This might look very easy, or for some people it might look difficult as there is no wall behind her, but shortly I will be showing that if at all you are going to slip away from this, how you can avoid the injury. But see, notice how her entire back is straight and she is distributing the weight evenly on her hands, legs and also her core. In case of any slip ups, this is how you will try to avoid injury. You will just roll onto your back as mentioned earlier, even from this position, but there is a slight difference if you observe. After doing all these prerequisites, you can directly get into the tripod headstand or the Salamba Sirsasana. Same way that you placed your knees onto your armpit, you will place both of them, but while raising, go one after the other following the same method we followed. The left leg or the right leg will follow the alternate leg, and slowly you will gain control over your legs and try to make them straight as much as possible. Try to engage your back and your core muscles, and then once you gain control and stay for some time, come back also the same way, that is bringing one leg towards your armpit and then the other, so that you have full control over your core the way she did now, and then relax your legs back to the position and then relax in Shashankasana. Extend your hands forward so that the blood that has rushed into your head, while doing any inversions for that matter, the blood would have rushed into your head. You can let it come back to the body by relaxing in Shashankasana. Thank you everybody for tuning into my channel to watch this tutorial.
I hope you share this with as many people as possible and get to know how to do the Salamba Sirsasana the right way. And also try to involve your students to do this way so that they know the understanding of what they're doing. And make sure to subscribe to my channel